Welcome to Aki Aptitude Chemistry for NEET and IIT exams. Good morning to all. I am Ramesh, chemistry faculty. So today I am going to discuss a interested new concept. So this is very important for IIT and NEET level. Now let's get started. So that is stoichiometry. You already know. So stoichio meaning elemental. So what is the metry meaning? So measure. So basically stoichiometry means a measurement of elemental. So what is this measurement of element? So today's session I am going to give the full details to you so you get the more clarity. So no need to confuse here. So nothing is there. Very simple, very easy also. So let us say what is stoichiometry. So it mainly gives the quantitative relationship among the reactants and the products. So what is this quantitative relation? So before following the stoichiometry to any chemical reaction, so you need to follow the 3 steps. We need to follow the some procedure. This procedure includes 3 steps. The first step is, so we need to balance the chemical reaction, balancing of chemical reaction. This is the first step. So if you want to apply the stoichiometry to any chemical reaction, first we need to balance the chemical reaction, the first step. Second step is, from this balanced chemical reaction, we can getting molar ratio. Molar ratio nothing but moles ratio of reactants and products. That's the final step. The third step is, so we need to convert this moles to conversion of moles to desired physical quantity. So what is this physical quantity? Nothing but, what is this physical quantity? Volume, mass, number of molecules, like that. So conversion of moles to desired physical quantity. So these are the 3 steps we need to follow while applying the stoichiometry to any chemical reaction. The first step is balancing of chemical reaction. The chemical reaction should be balanced. The second step is getting moles ratio. The third step is conversion of this number of moles to desired physical quantity like volume, molecules, mass. Okay. So now I am going to explain these 3 steps by taking one example. So what is this conversion of moles to weight? So by taking one example, you get the more clarity here. You know, H2 gas react with O2 gas to produce well-known compound water, H2O. But I am carried out this reaction. This reaction conditions are more than room temperature. It is around more than 100 degrees centigrade. That's why the physical state of H2O is gas. So this is the chemical reaction, formation of water. Here H2 gas reacts with O2 gas to form H2O. So if you want to apply the stoichiometry to this equation, so we need to follow the 3 steps. What I taught in earlier slide. The first step is, we have to balance this chemical reaction. If you observe the reactant side, there are 2 oxygens are there. Here reactant side, product side, only 1 oxygen is there. So in order to make the 2 oxygens here, before H2O put the 2. Now hydrogens become 4. Here put the 4 hydrogens. Now the equation is balanced. The second step is getting molar ratio. So how to get the moles ratio? These stoichiometric coefficients, here 2, here 1, so here 2. These numbers indicates moles. Here 2 moles of H2, and 1 mole of O2, 2 moles of H2O. Here 2 moles of H2 react with 1 mole of O2 to form 2 moles of water. So that is the information we get from the balanced chemical reaction. So these are called stoichiometric coefficients. These stoichiometric coefficients itself indicates number of moles. So this is the way to get the molar ratio. This is only moles ratio. Then third step is conversion of these moles to desired physical quantity. So we can convert the moles to weight, moles to volume, moles to molecules. So there is a small conversion. Number of moles is equal to weight in grams by molecular weight. So from this you can get the weight. Weight is equal to number of moles into molecular weight. So see here, what is the weight of 2 moles of H2? Number of moles into its molecular mass. Otherwise 2H2, total 4 hydrogens are there, total 4 grams. So this is what is the weight of 1 mole of O2? So this is 32 grams. Each oxygen is 16, 32 grams. Here each water molecule is 18 grams. Here 2 moles are become 36 grams. So this is the way. This is the how could I convert? So moles to weight. Next, moles to volume. 1 mole of any gas at HTP occupies 22.4 liters. Here 2 moles how much? 2 into 22.4 liters. 1 mole 22.4 liters. Then 2 moles, because here water is not the liquid state, this is gaseous state. Then 2 into 22.4 liters. So connect the same step in a other way also. So here if you observe these 3 fractions, the three values. So these 3 are common factor is 22.4. Then remove the 22.4 here. So 2 liters of H2 reacting with 1 liter of O2 to form 2 liters of water. The third one, you can convert the moles to molecules. 1 mole contains how many number of molecules? Avogadro number. Then 2 moles, how many molecules here? 2 into Avogadro number. Here 1 into Avogadro number. So here 2 into Avogadro number. So this number of molecules. Okay, we can cancel this NA also. Then it become 2 molecules of H2 react with 1 molecule of O2 to form 2 molecules of H2. So this is the way to convert the moles to weight, moles to volume, and mole to molecules. Then after getting these, you can compare this weight, and this weight. That is called weight-weight relation. And if you compare the volumes of both reactant and product, that is called volume-volume relation. If you compare one side volume, one side weight, that is called volume weight or weight volume. You can compare any 2 parameters. Okay. So how can you compare? Based on this, there are mainly IIT's NEET and IIT level. So there are mainly 3 relations. What are these 3? So first, we need to balance the chemical equation. So from this balanced equation, we get the quantitative information. So based on this physical quantities getting like a weight, volume, again there are 3 relations: mass-mass relationship, mass-volume relationship, and volume-volume relationship. Let us say today's session within the given time, I can complete the mass-mass relationship. The first I can discuss some normal intermediate level after the IIT, one previous IIT or NEET level question. Let us see what is this mass-mass relationship. Okay, in previous slide I already discussed it. So what is this mass-mass relation? If you compare the mass of reactant and mass of product, both side mass, that is called mass-mass relationship. Here mass of the reactant and mass of the product, that is called mass-mass relationship. You can get the more clarity by taking one question. Okay, this is a normal level question. See this here. First, by reading this question, we will come to know whether the question belongs to mass-mass relation or mass-volume or volume-volume relation. See here. So how will you come to know whether this question belongs to mass-mass? Here, how many grams of CaCO3 carbonate required to produce the 11 grams of CO2? Here weight, here also weight. That's why it is weight-weight relationship. So by reading the question, we will get the one information is this is the CaCO3 decomposition. Let us write the decomposition of CaCO3 chemical reaction. CaCO3 upon thermal decomposition, the delta indicates here heat thermal decomposition to form CaO plus CO2 gas. Now, if you observe this chemical reaction, okay, before applying this stoichiometry, we need to balance this chemical reaction. Let us check that this balance or not. Here one calcium, here one calcium, one carbon, three reactions. It's already balanced. So irrespective of the given data or irrespective of this question, first we have to derive the weight-weight relationship. Because the question belongs to weight-weight, that's why we need to derive the first weight-weight relationship here. CaCO3, how many moles are there? 1 mole. 1 mole CaCO3 weight is 100 grams. Calcium 40, carbon 12, 3 oxygens are 48. Then you get the 100 grams. So 100 grams of CaCO3 produce how many grams of CO2? Because the question is belongs to these two, between these two parameters. That's why we need to compare the weight between weight of CaCO3 and weight of CO2. So 100 grams of CaCO3, 1 mole of CaCO3 can produce 1 mole of CO2. 1 mole of CO2 weight is 44 grams. So first we need to derive this relation. From this relation, we can calculate the answer here. See here, 100 grams of CaCO3 can produce 44 grams of CO2. Then 11 grams of CO2. In order to produce the 11 grams of CO2, how many grams of CaCO3 is required? So this is the question. So this is like cross multiplication. So these two are multiplied and this one is divisible. So 11 into 100 by 44. This is nearly equal to 25 grams. So 25 grams of CaCO3 is sufficient to produce the 11 grams of CO2. So that's the question. So did you understand? So 11 grams of CaCO3 is enough to produce the, 25 grams of CaCO3 is enough to produce the 11 grams of CO2. So this is the normal level. Now come to the IIT or NEET level. So this is the different way of asking question, but this question also belongs to same mass relationship only. So determine the amount of sulfuric acid. So this is a sulfuric acid, but the sulfuric acid is not 100% pure. This is 75% pure. So 75% pure means out of 100 grams of, what is the meaning of 75% by mass? Out of 100 grams of this sample contains 75 grams of H2SO4. Remaining grams is impurity. That is the meaning of 75% by mass. Mass meaning weight by weight relationship. Weight relationship. So 100 grams of this sulfuric acid contains 75 grams of H2SO4. That is the meaning. So this is there is a sample of sulfuric acid which is required to decompose the 0.5 moles of calcium carbonate. So we can decompose the calcium carbonate by using acid also. So there are different methods, decomposition methods. By using heat, we can decompose, that is called thermal decomposition. By using electric current, that is called electrolytic decomposition. By using light also, we can decompose the compound, that is called photolytic decomposition. Okay. By using acid decomposition reactions, many decomposition reactions are, but here I am going to decompose the CaCO3 compound by using acid H2SO4. You know H2SO4 is harmful. So by using H2SO4, we can break this compound H2SO4 acid decomposition. This is liquid state. This is limestone solid. So if you decompose any carbonate by using acid, the common gases are here CO2 and H2O. And the sample here formed is CaSO4. The compound formed is here CaSO4. So this is the chemical reaction. So before applying the stoichiometry, we need to balance this chemical reaction. Let us check here whether it is balanced or not. Calcium, 1 calcium, sulfate units are 1, here sulfate units are 1. So 1 carbon, so 3 oxygens, remaining also here 2, 1, 3 oxygens completed. So this is equation is already balanced. Now because they are asking moles of calcium carbonate. First to derive the mole relationship. So in order to find the answer, first we need to derive the mole relationship. The relation, I want the relation between only CaCO3 and H2O. Here 1 mole of CaCO3 react with 1 mole of H2SO4. So both are 1 mole. So if you take the 0.5 mole, in order to decompose the 0.5 moles of CaCO3, how many moles of H2SO4 is required? Obviously, it is also 0.5 mole. 1 mole, 1 mole. If it is 0.5, it is also 0.5 mole. So 0.5 mole of H2SO4 is sufficient to decompose the 0.5 moles of CaCO3. Then, but I don't want moles here. I want the weight of sulfuric acid. After that, we need to convert this 0.5 moles of H2SO4 to weight of H2SO4, then weight of H2SO4. So weight of H2SO4 is equal to number of moles into its molecular mass, 0.5 into, so H2SO4 is H2SO4. So what is the molecular mass? 2 hydrogens are, each hydrogen is 1, 2 and sulfur 32, plus each oxygen is 16 and this is 64. Total it is 98. So this is the way to calculate the molecular mass, sum of atomic masses. 0.5 into number of moles into molecular mass, 98. So this is 49 grams. So 49 grams of H2SO4 is sufficient to decompose the 0.5 moles of CaCO3. But the given sample is not 100% is pure H2SO4. So 100 grams of this impure H2SO4, impure, because this is I taken as this is called impure H2SO4 because this is 70% H2SO4 by mass only. 100 grams of this impure H2SO4 sample contains 75 grams of pure H2SO4. But I want here to decompose the CaCO3, I required 49 grams of H2SO4. So for getting 49 grams of H2SO4 here, how many grams of this impure H2SO4? Impure H2SO4 means this is 75% by mass of H2SO4. So how many grams of impure H2SO4 is required? So let us calculate here. It is like a simple, if you want this question mark, remaining these two are multiplied and this one is divisible. It is like 2 banana here, see here. 2 banana cost is 5 rupees. Then what is the cost of 1 banana? Same way. So this is 49 by 75 into 100. So this is nearly equal to 65.3 grams. So if you take the 65.3 grams of this 75% by mass impure sample of H2SO4, then you can get the 49 grams of H2SO4. So this 49 grams of H2SO4 is sufficient to decompose the 0.5 moles of CaCO3. So thank you for watching. If you have any doubts regarding this topic, you can ask in comment box.